What is going on? What it do, good people? So check this out. Today we got a special video with a special guest, right? We are out here. You guys know me as Javon, the red-headed realtor, but today it's Javon, the hard hat realtor. So check it out. I'm with my pal Mike.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us out here as we're on a new construction site. We're going to be going through a few things. There's a lot of people out here building new homes, but they're not all built the same. So let's find out what makes a home with good value versus what's something that's cheap.
From the ground up, baby. Stay tuned. Whoa, Mike, weren't we just on a piece of plain grass, man? I don't know what's going on here, but Mike, please explain what just happened.
Yeah, Javon, check it out, man. So this is going to be one of the early stages of construction. Right now we're at the slab prep. We're getting everything ready to pour that foundation. But first, we got to put some underground plumbing and we got to get the form boards up. We got to make sure we have everything level. And then we're going to be getting ready for the next step.
I'm actually very excited for this. As you guys see, we just went from a piece of grass into something special already, from the ground up.
The beginnings of a home.
Boom. You heard it.
Yo, Javon, check this out. So we've made it through our second half of the slab prep. We've actually got all of our form boards up. We've got the plastic lining down, protecting from natural earth elements. We've got our wire grates in that help tie in the whole home. And then going along all of our footers here, we've got all of our steel rebar reinforcements put in. This is a really big deal when you're looking between quality builders and cheap builders, because construction practices will actually allow for some of these footers to be reinforced with a fiberglass mesh. Two big things there. When you use steel rebar reinforcement, you can physically see it beforehand and you can physically sign off on it. The guys using that fiberglass mesh, they're just trusting their laborers to do the right thing. Always make sure you're finding the quality.
Quality, baby. You heard it. Wow, Mike, we are flying through the process right now. So tell the people, how long does this typically take to get here?
Yes, sir. So what we're looking at right now, we are at the slab phase. We've just got all the concrete poured to the footers and to the overall foundation. Everything's starting to take shape. Before long, we'll be putting up some walls. To answer you there, realistically, it usually takes about 90 days for us to physically construct a home. And then in the current market, if there's any other material delays along the way, naturally.
So anything else you would like to elaborate? What phase are we currently at, and what will be the next process?
Yeah, so right now this is probably about step 2 or 3 in our overall process. We're getting to a point where we can start to imagine the home. We can see where the guest bedrooms would be. We can see where the bathrooms and the kitchen would be. Next thing is some cinder blocks going to show up on the site. We're actually going to start building walls.
Snap, the house is coming together. Stay tuned. So Mike, the cylinder blocks are up. Can I move in yet?
It's getting close, my friends. It's getting close.
So check this out. So one thing I did notice, was this an accident or is this intentional?
No, so this is completely intentional. This is actually a really cool part of cinder block construction. As you'd notice, that rebar sticking out the slab on our last phase we were looking at there, that rebar is actually going to be tied into a second piece for reinforcement, and it's running all the way to the top of these walls. The next step here in this process, they're actually going to pump this cinder block cell full of concrete as part of the structural reinforcement for the home.
You're telling me more concrete for more reinforcement?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One other thing I would add in on that, my friend, is what we have going on right now, this is for a single-story home. But if we were talking about 2-story homes, it's important to note that a quality builder would actually do the cinder block construction on their second floor as well. It would be a block-on-block construction.
Okay.
All right, Javon, a couple big things we're going to notice here, my man. First one is that we got a roof up top. We can keep that rain out.
Yep.
Second thing to talk about real quick is going to be that hole you saw earlier. Now that cell has been pumped full of concrete, and here's what our finished product is looking like for that structural reinforcement.
Okay.
Third thing I would want to talk about really quick is going to be the waterproofing systems for the wood part of the homes. What you'll notice here is this is going to be what's called a zip tie system. That's an actual waterproof boarding that's put up there. And then in between the seams and over those nail holes, we'll actually be running an adhesion with the tape so that we fully waterproof this from the outside and the harshness of the elements. What you would notice with some lower quality builders here in this situation is they would use what's called a Tyvek wrap system. And it's going to be an actual sheet of plastic that they just nail to normal plywood to try and keep the water out. You ask me which one you think is better.
I don't know. I'm going to go with the quality. Man, so Mike, this is starting to actually look more like a home. Tell me a little bit more. What's going on next?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once we're at the point where we've got these windows installed, we're probably actually like 45 to 60 days away from getting those keys in your hands to move in. On the inside of the home from here, we're going to start hanging some insulation and hanging that drywall. And on the outside, very quickly, you're going to see us putting up some stucco and making this look like a home.
Oh man, quality over quantity, baby. All right, you guys saw it here first. This is actual behind the scene footage of how a house gets built from the ground up, right? So first off, I just want to say thank you to my man, my pal, Mike here. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, my friend, absolutely. Hey man, appreciate y'all taking the time to walk through here, take a look at where we get to this point. Obviously, we still got a little ways to go, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. Javon the Hard Hat Realtor. We're out. Peace.